Good morning, class of 2021. Before I begin, I just thought I'd share with you that 21 is my lucky number, so there's a little bit of positive karma as you begin your college career. As Regina said correctly, my name is Sarah Quinn. I am a communication and media studies major with minors in architecture, graphic design, and marketing, as well as a core concentration in international studies. I know, I'm insane. But I honestly never would have imagined that I would be studying this many things, nor could I ever have envisioned myself before college taking more classes than I absolutely needed to. I was actually diagnosed with a learning disability in 4th grade that really only directly impacted me with math classes, but really discouraged me academically in general. I've always been a very hard worker, but sometimes it was hard to get past that I'm gonna fail anyway, so why try it mindset. And it really just made me not very interested in school in general. It wasn't until I got to college, tried out a bunch of different things, and eventually found my path into what I was supposed to be doing, where I actually found that I was interested in school. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So I actually came in the wrong major. I saw everybody around me absolutely loving what they were doing, while I woke up every day just kind of feeling indifferent, almost like I had in high school. I figured this was normal, and I'm not the most academically inclined person, and this is just the way it's gonna be. I didn't realize at the time that it was not normal. I had applied to the honors program, honestly, because my mom had told me to, and I actually got accepted. At the time, I saw this as just another extracurricular to add to the resume. I had no idea at the time that the honors program would actually be the main catalyst in putting me on the right track for what I'm supposed to be doing. The director of the honors program, Dr. Becky Spritz, who is like a second mom to all of us in the honors program, saw that I was not as enthusiastic about my major as everybody else was, and she was experienced enough to know that this was not normal. So she teamed up behind my back with one of my best friends who actually worked in the advising center, and they basically forced me to go in and talk to an academic advisor. Within about 20 minutes of talking to this advisor and taking 2 aptitude and personality tests, she had not only been able to convince me that I was in fact in the wrong major, and it wasn't just that I'm not an academically inclined person, but she had been able to pinpoint what she believed would be the perfect major for me, communications. Now, I'm also a very creative, artistic person. The one thing that I had actually liked about my previous major, architecture, was that I got the ability to design and create things every single day. Sometimes when I don't design things for about 20 minutes, I go a little bit crazy. So I told the academic advisor this, and she said, well, let's try to add graphic design and see what happens. I walked out of her office that day thinking, whatever, I might as well try it, I have nothing to lose. 3 years later, I have attended 3 academic conferences in communications, held 3 different internships, and I'm actually being honored at an award ceremony next month for being one of the top 2 students in the communication program. I wish that I had been able to major in communications since kindergarten. Because as it turns out, folks, I'm actually kind of a geek when I actually like what I'm studying. So it just goes to show that it's generally something that you can find is your passion, even if you don't know what it is right away. After I had changed my major, I got the opportunity to study abroad in Ireland for a semester, very early, sophomore year. Here I got my core concentration in international studies, and I learned that I want a career one day that not only enables me to travel, but I really want a career that helps me connect the world in some way. So this actually ended up being step 2 in deciding what I wanted to do with my life. When I got back from studying abroad, I decided to become a tour guide. I had worked in the Office of Admissions since freshman year. I'm a very extroverted person, and honestly, I needed more money, so I figured, why not? Once again, I thought this would just be another extracurricular to add to my resume, and once again, I was wrong. Becoming a tour guide helps me realize that I not only want a career where I'm able to work directly with people, but I want a career where I'm able to get people excited about something, where I'm able to use charm and the occasional dad joke to really draw people in and get them to love something. So this ended up being step 3 in helping me figure out what I wanted to do. This, of course, is my retrospective analysis. Sophomore year, Sarah just liked the idea that I got to talk to people for an hour without being told to shut up. Junior year was a very busy year for me. I joined the board of the Campus Entertainment Network, the activity programming board on campus, as the Arts and Culture Chair. So here I got to plan events for the entire campus that they would love. It was a lot of fun. But I decided to have a little bit of extra fun, aka give myself a little bit of extra work, and I decided to design all of my own advertisements and promotional pieces for my events. This helped me realize how much I genuinely love graphic design and how much I love using visuals to portray a message and to draw people's attention. With this knowledge, I applied and got the opportunity to be the branding and merchandise intern for Waterfire Providence, where I would get to design promotional material and advertisements for the merchandise in the Waterfire online store. I got to see the things that I had actually designed be put online and see real people interact with them, which I thought was the coolest thing. This helped me realize that I could actually design beautiful artwork and get people excited about something as an actual job. So this was step 4 and a very large step in coming to figure out who I was as a person, what I was meant to be. So after junior year, I really had a very strong feeling that creative advertising was the right path for me, so I decided to do a full immersion test, and I applied to about 30 different advertising agencies in New York City for the summer, and I got 1 call back. Luckily, I got the opportunity to work as the intern in a real creative advertising agency all summer while living in New York City, which is my dream home. And I got to work right with the art director, or the creative director, and I realized that all of these different passions that I had been finding within myself over the past 3 years could actually all culminate to make this one perfect dream job, and I could literally get paid to do what I wanted to do. So while I was working as the graphic designer for this creative advertising agency, I suddenly felt something click, and I really understood how everybody around me had felt freshman year when they were all loving what they were doing and I was just feeling indifferent. It was the most incredible feeling, and the day that I walked into the Sephora store in Times Square and I saw an advertisement that I had designed on display, of course between crying and sending pictures to every single person I knew, I decided that this was exactly what I was meant to do with my life forever. So now you know my entire life story. Like I said, I like to talk. But what I really want you to get out of all of this is that whether you're sitting here today thinking that you have it all figured out and you're in the major that you're going to be in and do for the rest of your life, or whether you're sitting here coming in undecided, wishing you could major in sleeping and eating because those are the only passions that you think you have right now, you have the most incredible and truly unpredictable journey ahead of you. Sitting in your seats 4 years ago, I could never have imagined even half of the things that I would end up doing at this time. I never would have known that I would have loved half the things that I would be doing. And if I could talk to myself in 2013, I would shake myself and I would say, it's not normal for you to not be completely in love with what you're doing. And if you're not completely in love with what you're doing, it's time to make a change. I really can't wait for all of you to be standing here in 2021 and just looking back on all that you had done over the past 4 years and realizing how much you had grown. Here at Roger Williams, you are actually the boss of your own education. The faculty genuinely supports you and they really want you to do well. At Roger Williams, you're actually more than even just a student. I like to joke that my academics actually come second to everything else that I do outside of the classroom. My mom doesn't love that joke. But as you could see from my story, if it weren't for all of the things that I had done outside of the classroom, I never would have actually been able to connect the dots with all of the things that I had done inside of the classroom to figure out where this was all leading to. And this isn't just me either. I don't think I've ever met a single person at this school who wasn't involved in at least one club, organization, sports team, or honor society. So I just want to wish you the best of luck, and I just want to tell you that even if you don't know exactly what you're going into right now, you're going to figure it out. Because at Roger Williams, they don't just allow you to, but they actually encourage you to try out a lot of different things so that in the course of your 4 years, you leave no stone unturned. Here at Roger Williams, you get the opportunity to put the fear of not knowing what you're going to do aside and make incredible memories and have a lot of fun and try out new things. And then you look back as a senior and you realize that you had actually been learning and finding yourself the whole time, even though you thought you were just traveling around Ireland with your best friends. So once again, I just want to wish you the best of luck, and I cannot wait for you all to be standing here in 4 years looking back on how much you've grown. Good luck with the rest of your senior year, and congratulations on being accepted into a very special family of people. Thank you.